had a pretty big breakup that led me down a path of wanting to learn more about psychology because I was experiencing so much pain and I wanted to understand how I can deal with it, as frequently breakups provide us with. And that led me to Carl Jung and his work around the depth psychology, but also the concept of the shadow, these parts of us that we keep in the back of our mind and don't want to see. And I ultimately stumbled into this method called internal family systems, the kind of concept of us having multiple sides and versions and parts of us that have different kind of needs and agendas that we can actually tap into and befriend, holds a huge stigma when it comes to society, because we tend to see people that have multiple personalities as people with multiple personality disorders, right? So it has a stigma of reminding us of schizophrenia and many other more subtle versions of that. And that is the revolution, really, and the way that internal family systems, or IFS, has changed the way I see the world and many others. And it's an evidence-based psychotherapy model developed by Richard Schwartz. And to quote him from his book, No Bad Parts, which is a great intro into this methodology, he says, "The mono-mind paradigm has caused us to fear our parts and view them as pathological. We shame ourselves for not being able to control them. In other words, we hate whatever gets in our way." And so I started being aware of the overachiever in me, for example, and how he was the one beating me up when I dropped off the habits. He was the same guy that was beating me up in medical school, telling me that I need better grades. And I started seeing the different patterns of how this mental chatter really affects my life. That process that started giving me a feeling of confidence in myself, because I started being aware of the different elements that I had going on inside of me, the different superpowers that I had lost over time. But also, it gave me confidence in being especially able to deal with depression in a way that did not feel combative and did not feel futile. And that's when I started becoming much more outgoing and also tapping into a certain sense of happiness that I had not felt ever since I was a child.